Boom. That was a big ass mosquito. All right, hey guys, sorry about that. Welcome back to another video on the Flow of Consciousness YouTube channel. About a year ago, I decided to record a video after watching a TED Talk where a Shaolin monk shared with the audience the 5 hindrances towards self-mastery, the 5 hindrances on the path to self-mastery. And I thought it would be an interesting experience for me to create a video 1 year later and see the differences in my personality, how I look back on these 5 hindrances, what have been my personal experiences with this knowledge, and also see just how much I have improved during this 1 year. So unfortunately, as I was editing this video, I realized a few of my files were damaged, but I thought that the footage was really good, so I decided to use it anyway and record a small intermezzo to mention that I lost a lot of my original content. Now, I went on to talk about the fact that I wanted to look back on where I came from a year ago, and I wanted to make an updated version of the information contained in the TED Talk. So I want to invite you to continue watching if you want to learn more about the 5 hindrances to self-mastery. I'll see you in the next clip. The first hindrance is sensual desire, and is basically when you find yourself stuck in a loop of superficial pleasures. The question you want to be asking yourself is, am I addicted? If the answer to this question is yes, you know you are struggling with this first hindrance. The second hindrance is ill will aversion. It's basically when you run into something you dislike, something you really have a hard time accepting, and you are really resisting the current trajectory that you're walking on. The main question you want to be asking yourself here is, am I feeling or experiencing negative emotion? If the answer to this question is yes, you know you're dealing with the hindrance of ill will and aversion. The third hindrance is dullness or heaviness. This is when you find yourself feeling stuck, unmotivated. Maybe you feel depressed. You feel like you're locked up in a cage, and this obviously prevents you from moving forward. Now, the question you want to ask yourself to figure out whether you're struggling with this hindrance is, am I unmotivated? The fourth hindrance is restlessness. It's basically when your mind is jumping from thought to thought and you're unable to commit to a certain path. The main question you want to ask yourself here is, my mind jumping from thought to thought? Do you feel like your monkey mind is all over the place? If the answer to this question is yes, then you know you're dealing with this hindrance. Now, the fifth and final hindrance to self-mastery is skeptical doubt. And the best way to figure out whether you are dealing with this hindrance in your life is by asking yourself, am I indecisive? Do you fear that you won't be able to make the right choices? Do you trust your ability to make the correct decisions? Can you tap into your inner knowing and intuition to guide you towards the path? Now, you may ask yourself, what is the solution to these hindrances? How do I deal with any situation where I find myself struggling to overcome the obstacles? The Shaolin monk proposes the following solution. You just have to make it rain. And rain stands for recognize, accept, investigate, and non-identify. Now, recognizing is the first step. You have to recognize, what hindrance are you dealing with right now? Are you addicted? Are you feeling any negative emotion? Are you unmotivated? Are your thoughts jumping from one to another? Or are you indecisive? Now, asking yourself these questions will show you which hindrance you're currently dealing with, so you can move on to accepting, investigating, and non-identifying. Now, acceptance is quite obvious. It's about letting go of the situation and understanding that this too shall pass. Investigating is more about asking yourself questions about, why did these hindrances come up? What are the thoughts associated with this situation? And what are the consequences of me staying in this situation if my aim is to reach clarity? Now, the last part, non-identification, is about understanding that you are not the body. You are not the mind. You are not your emotions. You are just the one who can see these three aspects about yourself. Now, I really believe that the awareness of these 5 hindrances, and then the solution to make it rain: recognize, accept, investigate, and non-identify, can really give you a very accurate roadmap, not towards clarity, but for you to be able to navigate the inherent obstacles you will run into on your journey. Everyone's journey is uniquely different. Everybody's journey is specific to you. So you want to figure out what are your hindrances you are dealing with. And you want to think about solutions that are applicable to your situation. And remember, nobody can walk the path for you. Nobody can share with you the experience of what it's like to be at the top of the peak. They can share it with words, yes, but they cannot ever share with you exactly what it's like to be there at the peak and to have this incredible sense of clarity. The Shaolin monk then ends his talk with saying that all of our lives are too unique to copy the path of someone else. If you commit to living a meaningful life, then his preferred way of doing that is by walking the path towards self-mastery. That is the most profound path you can embark on. And he ends by saying that if any of you decide to walk that path towards clarity, I will be very happy to meet you at the peak. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.